It's the wise one awaken. What do I mean by the wise one awaken? You guys already know we want to be wise. We want to become the one, and we want to be awakened to what's around us, what's us surrounding, right? So let's get straight into it. We don't want to waste no time. Let's get straight into the topic, man. We've been doing a series of dealing with inner peace. How do you live with the demon inside of you, right? Because like I said, most of you guys, you're living with demons, you know. So you cannot find peace inside of you. You're not at peace. It's not anything to do with the external world. It's everything to do inside. What's going on inside your mind. That's where lie all your problems, all your headache. So you have this demon, you can't live in peace with it. And that demon, it's a part of you. It's the inner you that you yourself turn into a demon because you've been put in a toxic environment. I talked about in my last video. You've been putting this demon in and this inner you into a toxic environment, which you turn into a demon, right? So how do you live with it, right? Because we talked about in last video how to um get rid of those toxic things that's in our past, right? So how do you live with that inner you, right? The demon. How do you live with it, right? It's gonna take practice. It's gonna take practice. The first thing you need to do is in the morning when you wake up, you need to tell yourself how your day is gonna be, what you're going to do for the day, and how you're not gonna think about anything negative. You're gonna be positive, right? But we human, negative thoughts gonna come on our brain, right? I mean, that's pretty much what every day you got billions of thoughts coming to your brain. And whenever a negative thought come, you gotta learn how to replace it. So you need to practice that, right? So when you wake up in the morning, you need to already start prepping yourself for the day, right? Prepping yourself for when those thoughts come and things that will trigger those in your life. You need to prepare. You need to prepare yourself for that, right? And then at the end of the night, you need to do the same. You need to do a head count of if all the stuff that trigger you, right? All the thoughts or people or things that trigger you to to ignite your depression, your sadness, or wherever your motivation. You need to like write that information down, right? You can write it down in a notebook, or you just make a mental note of it to know what triggers you, right? And once you do that at the end of the night, so now you know what to work on for the next night, right? So you're not gonna go to bed and you're like, oh man, or this happened to me. I was triggered by that. I was triggered by this. The next day, you know what you need to work on, because hey, maybe that day during the day you was able to, keep the negative thoughts away, but this one thing kind of triggered you. So now the next day, you know what to work on, so you can have a more peaceful sleep. So that's all about living with your demon, living with your inner self, because believe it, guys, a lot of you guys are struggling with this kind of stuff, man. You know, the people struggle living with themselves. Living with the inner self, that other person, that other side of you that's talking to you. Excuse me, that's talking to you every day. So you need to learn how to do that, and that take practice. Because believe it or not, man, a lot of you guys put more time into things that don't matter than things that matter in living peace with yourself and your surrounding. You know, you guys are not doing that. Y'all put more time into frivolous things like, you know, partying, video games, hanging out with friends, and, things that's not going to make your life better, things that's not going to make you more healthy, things that's not going to make you become the one, make you become more wise, right? So what you need to do, you need to practice in the things that's going to make you more mentally free, like free, not in a sense free of your inner self, but free of all these headaches that's been causing you all your life. So you need to work on that. You need to create an environment for peace in your mind, your physical environment, right? You need to do that because a lot of you guys are not doing that, man. I spend a lot of time on just binge watching Netflix, like watching stupid shows that's not even helping you. Yeah, you might say, oh, it keep my mind away from what's going on, but you still got it after the show end, after the season end. Guess what? You still got to deal with the headache. You still got to deal with the trauma. You still got to deal with a lot of the issues that you've been avoiding. So you have to deal with it. So why not deal with it? Live in peace with yourself and your demon, and then you say, okay, from this day on, I'm gonna make my life peaceful. I'm gonna have a peaceful life. You guys need to learn how to make your life peaceful. And maybe I'm not talking to these guys. I think some of you guys like when you got chaos in your life. I'm not talking to this video is not for y'all. You know, if you like chaos, if you like toxicity, this video ain't for you. I think you probably should check out a different channel. But I'm talking to people that want their life to be more peaceful, because that's the journey I'm on. You know, so I'm showing you guys how to do the same thing. You know, I mean, like I said, guys, if you have a serious mental health issue or anything like that, you should still seek medical advice. You know, so I'm not a medical doctor, and by no means this is just what worked for me. You know, things that helped me out in my life, and I'm just sharing information with you guys, and you can go ahead and practice, and it'll help you too. Because at the end of the day, when you go see a professional, they're gonna tell you, hey, these are the things you need to do, these are the practice that you need to take. You know, so you got to put it into work. You know, because some of you guys be having therapists or whatever for 20 years, but when are you gonna put in some work? When are you gonna fix yourself? You know, it's only so much this other person can tell you until you take the steering wheel and you say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You know, so guys, so what I want y'all to do, you know, after you watch this video, go ahead and practice, you know, from your morning and at nighttime, practice, you know, living with yourself, practicing, you know, positive thoughts, you know, just positive affirmation and how your day is gonna be. You're like, hey, today my day is gonna be like this, you know. Then if it doesn't happen, you don't give up. You just try again the next day, you know. So you learn how when things get sidetracked, you learn how to bounce back, right? You don't let that affect the rest of your week because you had one bad thing happen yesterday, you know, because you got a whole week, you know. So you need to take account of how the day is going for you. Then at the end of the night, you say, okay, this is what didn't work. This is what worked. So now you know what worked. Boom, let's put it into practice every day. Let's do it, you know. So I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Like I said, man, we're gonna keep talking about all these, you know, subjects that you don't, you know, not everybody really discussing. So like and share. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, this is the Wise One Awaken. We want to be wise. We want to become the one, and we want to be awake to what's going on around us. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Wise One out.